Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Race for the Galaxy. In the first videos of Race for the Galaxy, we've seen how to play the game and how to cut your way through as much of the iconography as possible. Now I'm just going to play through a couple of hands of the game. I have set up the game so we've got blue, red, and green all playing. I might flip over their cards so that we can see what they've actually got in their hand at any one time rather than me picking them up each time. So as with every game of Race for the Galaxy, we start by selecting which phase we're going to be playing. So blue feels like he wants to actually develop. So he's going to throw the develop card in. Red wants to explore, get some more cards into his hand, and he's going to throw this one in because there's nothing specific that he wants, but that will allow him to get the bonus of looking at an extra card and keeping an extra card. Yellow can see that he's got a world just here that will be able to be built for free, so he might try and settle, so he'll use the settle card. Okay, they get flipped over, and obviously we already know what's going to happen. This is really hard to do it without knowing what everyone else is doing, but we'll get the idea of as we go. So phase one will now happen. Everyone draws 2 cards and keeps one of those cards, and the red player will get to draw 3 cards and keep 2 cards because he's the one that chose for this to actually happen. These are the 2 that blue has drawn. Both of them are going to give him bonuses for... Look, he might just hang on to this one because he's got a better chance of being able to build this one than he does of that one. He's not really going after too much military. So that goes to the discard pile. Red will get to draw 3. Here are his 3 cards. At a glance, there's one Windfall World. This one could be pretty useful. I'll have a look at that in a second. This one has a bonus to be able to get points from goods that he's done and also get to draw another card whenever he develops. So that actually might be super useful. What's this one say? Let's see if we can get in here without the reflection. This one will allow him to discard goods to gain 3 goods for 3 points. Also, that will allow him to put goods onto every world. Look, that's a super impressive card, but he seems to have a... yeah, he'll hang on to that one and get rid of the... and actually, he gets to hang on to 2 cards, so he'll hang on to both of those and discard that one. And the yellow player has pulled these 2 cards. One's just a Windfall World. I mean, it's got 4 points on it, but it's going to take a while for him to be able to build it. This one has that bonus for the military world. He might be able to get a really big military world in later. Might keep that one and discard the other one. Okay, so now we move on to the develop phase. Blue has chosen to be the person who's caused this phase to happen. So blue's cost for developing will be reduced by 1, which means that he could actually develop this world here without any cost, and that will give him bonuses. Oh, this light is reflecting really bad. I'm sorry about that. That'll allow him to place some extra military worlds. Yeah, look, he might go ahead and just build that one for the moment. So that goes into his tableau. He's on 2. This guy just wants to get some stuff started, so red will throw this one up there. That's going to cost him 1 card to do that, and he will... oh, it's a tough call. I think we might get rid of this military one, discard that to be able to build the other card, and we've got 1 development over here. Let's put in this one because that will make it cheaper to develop more things in the future. So that goes up into his tableau. Okay, and third up we have the settle phase, which is pushed by yellow. Now, because blue has placed this card, he's allowed to settle a military world, which this one is, and that's his only world, as if it were a regular world. So what that means is, instead of having to wait till he gets until he waits till he get the 3 cost within those military points up here, he can actually spend cards to do it. And he also gets that at a -1 because of this marking. So that'll cost him 2 cards to build that. He'll spend those 2 cards. So spending those 2 cards up into the discard pile to be able to build that world. Red cannot build this one because he's only got 3 other cards. So the only 2 that are available to him are these 2. I think we'll go with this one at the moment because it's cheap, just to get something onto the board. So that goes up into his tableau, and it will cost him a card, so he might just use that one as his cost. And then yellow, who caused this phase to happen, yellow has this card which he can build for free, or he could build this one at a cost of 2 cards. No, for the moment, look, I think we might build this one for free to get another card into his tableau, and because he played the phase, that also means he gets to draw a new card, and he's drawn another world with a windfall on it. Okay, that's the end of the first round. Let's now move on to the second round. First up, blue really needs to get some more cards into his hand, so he's going to play the Explore, the 1+1 Explore. Red also needs to get those extra cards into his hand, so he's going to do the same. Yellow has enough cards, but really needs to develop something, so he's going to play the Develop phase. So these are the 2 phases that are happening. Red and blue both will take 3 cards and select 2. So I'll start with the blue. The cards that blue has taken is these ones. This one is a world that will allow him to sell goods in phase 4. That's a world that will allow him to both produce and sell, so I think he needs to hang on to this one. And that's a +2 military. He's not really playing the military thing, so he'll toss that one and hang on to that. It's got 3 cards there. Take that blue card back. Then red takes his card back as well. The cards he has picked up. This one will give him an extra card if he causes phase 4 to happen. This one is +1 the military. It also gives him points for phase 4, and that's just a windfall. Look, it might be worth his while to hang on to both of those 2, so he's got the ability to get a good straight away that he can then sell later on. So he will discard that one, and finally green will take 2 cards and select one of them. He really needs some worlds with goods on it, so he'll grab that one and discard that. Okay, and then we go to the develop phase. Everyone develops, so the only development that blue is able to make is this one, but he doesn't have enough cards, and there are no bonuses for phase 2, which is the develop. So he can't do anything and has to pass. Red, the only development he has is this one here. That will cost him all of his other cards to build that one if he wished to build it. But he also has this bonus here, which means he gets to get another card into his hand once he has done phase 2. So look, he might just throw caution to the wind and have a build and see how that goes, which costs him all 3 of those cards, but he gets 1 more card. What is it? So that is going to be a world that produces some stuff for him, so he might be able to get some benefit out of those bonuses he's just put up there. Okay, and this one gets to develop for 1 less because he caused the action to happen. He has another -1 bonus, so he actually gets to build a cost 2 development for free, so he might as well do that and throw that one up there. That will allow him to get some goods onto So a planet. That's onto a windfall planet, which he has down here. So all he needs to do is now get that planet onto his tableau. Sorry, I've just realised these should be face down. That's the discard pile. Should always be face down, not face up. Okay, moving on to round 3. Blue really needs to produce. So he's only got one planet to produce on, but in order to be able to actually get any points, he's going to have to produce. So he's going to force phase 5 to happen. Red really needs some more cards, so he's going to once again force phase 1. And yellow really desperately wants to get this planet up there, so he's going to settle. There's the card there. So we do the explore phase first. 2 cards over here. It's good to have that bonus to be able to look at 1 extra card, so he'll take that one. Red gets to take 3 and keep 2. Needs some planets to produce some goods. Look, he might as well get rid of that one and hang on to that one. So he's got the -1 bonus for settling a world, because the settle phase is about to happen. Not that that's in his tableau, but if he got that in the tableau, that'd be super good. And last one, he's only got this card here, only gives him a single bonus for that windfall, and he's about to build that one, so he doesn't need this other one, so he might hang on to that development instead. Okay, next up, the settle phase happens, which is for the yellow. So settling over here on blue, he's got a level 3 settlement. He doesn't get any bonuses up there for settling a regular planet, but he kind of likes the look of those bonuses, so he'll still settle this one for the cost of 3 cards, which is those 3. So his hand's now empty. This is red looking at what's on his tableau. This one's probably a better one for him to settle. He doesn't have any bonuses that will allow him to afford it, so he can however afford that because he's got a +2 on military, and this is a military, you can see, because it's red, so he might as well go ahead and build that one. So that's already paid for by that +2 just there. Over on the yellow, yellow is going to build this guy here. His tableau has a -1, so that world will only cost him 1. There's no other bonuses, so he'll build that there at a cost of 1 of his cards. I think we might sacrifice this one as the cost. Because he forced that to happen, he then gets to pick up another card, which is another world. And then there's the produce phase. Because blue made it happen, he gets to produce on the windfall worlds, which he doesn't have any of. But we go for phase 5, so we get a blue that's now produced. Phase 5 happens, so he's going to gain another card as well. So he'll pick up 1 more card into his hand. This is the hand cards, by the way, not the tableau cards, just so you're aware. Okay, phase 5, so we've got 1 producer here. So that produces a blue good on a blue planet. We've got a brown producer just here. That produces on that planet. And draw 1 card for each kind of good you produced this phase. Okay, so while this one doesn't actually produce anything, because it is actually a development, I have produced both a blue and a brown, so I actually get to draw 2 fresh cards into my hand because of that particular bonus. And then over onto this side, this one gets to produce a good on a windfall world, so I will now produce there, and that's the only other planet that can produce anything. Okay, 1 more round. Okay, blue is going to use that consume. I think red is also going to use a consume, and he'll go with that same one as well. And yellow is assuming everyone else will consume, so he might hit the produce again. What this now looks like is blue and red are both going to get double the points for this particular round. So we're looking for phase 4 bonuses. So this one here would sell his good for 1 point. Discard that, sell it off to the discard pile, and he would normally take 1 point, but he will take 2 points for that. Red has the same deal going on. So over here, he can sell a good for 1 point, and he can also discard one card for one good, for 1 card. So he will sell a good for 2 victory points. So I'll take those 2. And he will sell the brown one for 1 more card. Notice that doubler only doubles the number of points, not the number of cards. And over here, this is the only skill that's going to enable him to actually sell some goods. And he'll basically get rid of those 2 cards to receive 1 victory point for that. There's the victory point coming down. Okay, I think you get the idea of how the game runs. I hope this helps you get an idea of how Race for the Galaxy plays. I hope it helps you get it to the table. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you've got any games you wish to be Gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos so you're up to date with each game as it comes out. And until next time, enjoy gaming.